For more insight on what happened over the weekend, I'd like to welcome in retired FBI agent Victor Hartman. Victor, thank you for your time. Just talk to us about some of the ins and outs of the investigation that is likely happening behind the scenes right now.
Sure, Nichole, and thank you for having me. This is obviously a major investigation for the FBI's jurisdiction, because it's a potential assassination of a former president. And this, although there won't be a prosecution because the shooter is deceased, it will still very much progress as if it were a criminal investigation. And the focus will be on two different areas, and that is the what and the why, the mechanics of how did crooks, the shooter, gain access to a firearm, training, get to this level on top of a building, and then have access to shoot from 148 yards and came from within an inch of changing history. So the what and why, that piece is easier to obtain than the other piece, which is the why question. That's usually the problematic questions in most crimes, is why did this bad actor, this threat actor, act in this way? So there was a lot of effort going on now. There will be interviews of family, friends, co-workers going back weeks, months, and years. So everybody who's had connectivity with them. And then also, did he have a digital footprint? We live in a world of social media. What's that look like? And the FBI has now gained access to a cell phone. What connectivity does he have to the internet within apps? And this will start to paint a picture, and this picture may then disclose a motivation. Sometimes bad actors like this will leave a manifesto, no indication that's happened here. And then we could have a result where we have unanswered questions, which is where we are now.
Yeah.
Seems to be overblown, and we don't have a lot of information as to the motivation yet.
Well, Victor, you know, this new reporting now from Evan that spectators saw the shooter about 2 minutes before shots actually rang out. I mean, where do you think the areas of biggest failure may be here? Because, again, we have this armed man who was able to gain access to the rooftop. Do you believe there was a miscommunication between Secret Service and local police? I mean, what happened?
Yeah, I think there's two failures. The big obvious one is that a sharpshooter should not gain access to a protectee of a former president from 148 yards on top of a building. So that's a clear failure. The Secret Service has a protocol of doing a risk assessment prior to an event like this. Was that building in or outside the perimeter? It should certainly have been noted as a risk. And then once you identify a risk, how do you mitigate it? Right now, we're having some dispute, and that's why we need an investigation. But the facts are starting to come in that maybe the Secret Service designated that for local law enforcement, and now there's pushback on that. So there could have been a miscommunication from a protocol perspective in terms of who was responsible for clearing that rooftop.
Well, Victor, you know, after what we saw over the weekend, should America, you know, and more importantly, the people who are being protected, still have faith in the Secret Service?
That's an important question, and it's one that needs to be answered. President Biden has said there's going to be an independent review. We need to ask, how did this happen? And then who's the investigators? We truly want it independent. There was just reporting that, of course, Congress will start hearings, and they will bloviate an answer for a political solution or an answer, I'm sure, and that will be the least helpful of what we learned. We really need an independent fact finder. This is a serious question, and we really need serious answers, and they really should focus in three areas. Was it a breach of protocol? Was it a breach of resources? Or is it a cultural problem within the Secret Service? And that really takes long-term and independent analysis to figure that out.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.